Common Man with your host, Ardell Jackson. I want to thank you guys for joining me today, and thank you guys for subscribing and following about the Common Man and about the Common Man movement. Today, I want to talk to anyone who has ever lost someone they love. Maybe it was a parent, a grandparent, a sibling, a spouse, a child, or a friend who meant the world to you. If you've ever experienced that kind of loss, then you know grief doesn't arrive with instructions. It doesn't ask permission. It simply just enters your life and changes it forever. For years, I carried grief in ways I didn't realize was affecting how I lived. In 1993, on my birthday, my grandfather passed away. That day should have been a day of celebration of life. It became a day where I associated with death. It's the first time I really had death hit me so hard and so close. Every year when my birthday came around, I wasn't thinking about another year of life. I was reliving the hardest day of my life. I thought holding on to the pain was a way of honoring my grandfather. I thought if I celebrated, somehow I was forgetting him. But I was wrong. I really was wrong. What I didn't realize is that grief quickly stole 21 years from me. That's what I didn't realize, that grief stole 21 years from me, from my life. 21 opportunities to celebrate the gift of life, the gift of living, which is one of the most precious things that we all have. 21 chances to create memories with my family and friends. 21 birthdays my grandfather would have wanted me to enjoy. The man who loved me, the man who shaped me. Would have never wanted me to, and would have never wanted my life to stop because he was gone and his had ended. And I just couldn't see it then. And a lot of us go through that. We just can't see it. And that's normal. There will be days when sadness feels heavier than your strength. It was days like that for me. It's still those days. Days when the silence is louder than the laughter that once filled your heart. But don't let the pain erase the beauty of what was. We can't let it. Instead, let the memories become our refuge. Remember the laughter that made your heart, your heart just and your stomach hurt. Remember the laughter when they entered the room, it just made your stomach hurt so bad because they just always had something funny, or they just lit up the room. You were going to have a good time because they were there. Remember the conversations that made you feel seen, because they were always the ones who come into the room and make you feel special, make you feel seen, make you feel important. They never made anyone feel less than. They always uplifted. It made you feel good about who you were as a person. Never left you out. Remember the hugs. Remember the kisses. Remember the movies, the late night movies, the movie nights with your parents. Remember, the walks in the park with your children. Remember all those wonderful things that you built over the course of time with them. The smiles, the lessons, the quiet moments that became the foundation of who you are today. Those moments are proof that your life has been touched by something beautiful. That something happened that changed my life forever. This is my story, and I want to share it with everybody. So I feel like it's important because we all go through something, and we all are experiencing grief, and we may be experiencing right now. But with all that grief that I held on to, something happened that changed my life forever. I met the woman who will become my wife, the woman of my dreams, my heart, my soul. She brought love into places that I didn't even realize had become empty. And one day she told me she was pregnant. Oh man, that was like the greatest day of my life. In that instant, something changed inside of me. Something truly changed inside of me. For years, I'd accepted that maybe I would never have children of my own. I was convinced that that chapter in my life wasn't meant for me. That I was always going to be a coach, a mentor, help other kids, help other people's kids succeed and be successful, and do the things that they have dreamt of doing. But my God had another plan for me. He always does. Purpose entered in my life in a new way. Suddenly, I wasn't just thinking about yesterday. I was thinking about tomorrow. I wasn't only someone's grandson anymore. I was becoming someone's father. I wasn't only responsible for myself. I was now responsible for helping raise a family. I became a husband, a provider, a protector, a teacher, a role model, a coach. And even before my son was born, I had already been blessed with two beautiful children through my wife. My daughter, who I simply adore and think she is the smartest, funniest, most intelligent, just super woman that there is. Fantastic mother to my grandson, who I just adore, and to my son, who was and who is just a fantastic self-taught musician, has a drive and determination to do anything, and it's going to be the best at all that he puts his mind to. I was blessed with them. Children I didn't create biologically, but children I chose to love wholeheartedly. And, and I just loved them with everything in me. They became my family. They became part of my purpose. That purpose didn't erase my grief, of course, and it's not going to erase the grief. I still miss my grandfather. Still miss him to this day. I still wish I could talk to him, laugh with him, see his smile, spend time with him, go fishing with him, have those conversations, hear his funny jokes. I still wish he could meet my family that I've been blessed with, because they're a beautiful family. And they brought so much joy into my life and continue to. But purpose gave my grief somewhere to go. Instead of looking backwards, every birthday I began to look forward. And we all should now, we don't want to look backwards. We need to start looking forward. And eventually you'll get there. Eventually we all will get there. That's just what it is. Because we're living. Instead of mourning only what I lost, I started celebrating what I had been given. I realized something that changed my life, the greatest way to honor people we've lost is not refusing to live. It's by living so fully, truly living so fully, that their love continues to run through us. When I love my wife, I honor all those who taught me to love, which was my grandfather. When I raise my children, I honor all those who helped raise me, my grandfather. When I encourage someone else, I honor all those who encourage me, my grandfather. When I choose kindness, I honor the kindness that was shown to me, my grandfather. Love doesn't die. It's never going to die. Love doesn't die. It changes hands. It definitely changes hands. It moves from one generation to the next. Every lesson they taught us, every sacrifice they made for us, every laugh we shared with them, every moment, every hug, every kiss lives on in us. Every conversation. That's their legacy. So if today you're grieving or you're going through something and you're having those tough moments, I want you to know something. It's okay to cry. It's okay to miss them. I miss them all the time. It's okay to have days of hurt, sadness, and pain. But don't allow the grief to convince you that living is a betrayal of the people you love. I'm going to say that again. Don't allow the grief to convince you that living is a betrayal of the people you love. They would want you to laugh. They would want your growth. They would want your healing. They would want you to keep living. The pain may remain for a season or two, but so does the love. The love remains forever. When you hold on to that love instead of only a loss, joy slowly begins to find its way back into your life. Not because you've forgotten them, but because you've learned to carry them with you. So today, honor the memories, honor the memories. Celebrate the life they lived. Celebrate the life you still live and the life you still have. Because every sunrise is an opportunity to become the legacy they hoped that you would become. If you're listening today and you're carrying grief, I want to leave this with you. Don't spend so much time mourning the day they left, and you forget to celebrate the days they helped shape you. Their stories didn't end when they passed away. It continues through you. I'm going to repeat that again for everybody. Don't spend so much time mourning the day they left, and you forget to celebrate the days they helped shape you. Their stories didn't end when they passed away. It continues through you. Thank you guys for joining me today. If this message spoke to you and it spoke to your heart, share it with someone that may be carrying grief in silence, because I carried it for 21 years. Until next time, I'm Ardell Jackson, and this is By the Common Man. Remember, healing isn't about forgetting. Healing is learning to let love become greater than the loss. Stay blessed.